Hi guys. So I'm doing some bed rant, but it's an advertisement for the Ratterator. It's unplanned and unrehearsed in the sense that I hadn't planned this material. I'm going to say, and I didn't practice it. That's unplanned and unrehearsed. Um, I've done the last three cover songs I've done are Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, Is This Love by Whitesnake, and More Than a Feeling by Boston. And in all three of those songs, I used a clean tone at times and then distorted tone at times, back and forth. And I really like the way the Ratterator, here it is, handles that situation, because I don't have any other way without this pedal or with any other pedal of doing that successfully in my music. The way I can get a clean tone for like the clean parts of certain songs, and then for the solo or for a more rocking part, hit the Ratterator and get the tone I get that keeps up the song going, and then click the Ratterator off and go back to the clean tone, which I happen to, like the last three covers I've done, happen to have had that. I didn't plan that, and I didn't do it so that I could make a case for the Ratterator, but that's what happened. I need this pedal not just for a good distortion sound, but so that I can go back and forth between clean and distortion. And that's really hard to do on an amp, first of all, without a distortion pedal, because you can only go from channel to channel, and it's really hard to get that difference between clean and distortion to that dramatic effect. Just from going to from the clean channel to the distorted channel on the amp with the foot switch, it just doesn't happen. You just get a different sound is all. You don't really go from clean to distortion or back or vice, backwards. And then with any other pedal, the only other pedal I trusted in my whole life for distortion was the Rat pedal. Hence the Ratterator got its title from that. And my Ratterator, my original Proco Rat I got in 1988 for like $112 died. It just died. It doesn't exist anymore. So I don't have that. And the only other thing I could do to get the sound I'm telling you about is to go out and buy another pedal that exists now. And that's a total joke, because the Rat pedal, they never beat that in as far as the companies. And the Metal Zone or the Boss, the pedals are don't even keep up with the original Rat, not even close. I would just not use any of those, because I know what the Rat sounded like, and I wouldn't second best myself. So the only hope for the scenario that I now have and to get this is having a new pedal, the upgraded version of the original Rat that I loved, but available now. And so the Ratterator actually did that. He made an updated and upgraded, that should be a song lyric, LOL, version of the original Rat that I had all those years. And it's the only way to save my sound for songs like I just mentioned. Otherwise, I would have just had to play all distorted in all those songs. That wouldn't have sounded as good. Or all clean in all those songs, and that would have sounded even worse, probably. Imagine doing a solo, that you want to be rocking, and it's just a clean tone. But it's almost as bad. You have a great distortion tone, and then when you go to play the cleaner, softer parts, you get mud and crappy distortion. I need to go back and forth in a lot of songs, and just so happens the last three have been examples of that. Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, Whitesnake, Is This Love, and Boston, More Than a Feeling. And I have a feeling that's going to broaden my palette and my spectrum and my wheelhouse for doing songs. There's no song I can't really touch because of this Ratterator pedal. And as you can look at it and say, well, it's just got 5 knobs and it's got a switch and it's got an on-off switch. Well, big deal. I can count to 5. What's the big deal? But behind each of these knobs, each single one of them is a studio grade mechanism that I don't understand, but the Ratterator does. But each one of these, tone and whatever they are, this is the volume. Yeah, this is the volume. This is the treble. This is the distortion. This is the bass. This is the mid range. This is the compressor on and off, and this is the on-off switch. So Yeah, I mean, you look at it and count the knobs. Well, so what? What if I had 30 knobs? What if they all didn't do anything? But behind each one of these knobs is a studio grade circuitry that does something that's amazing, and yet I don't understand. I don't understand it technically, and I'm really just understanding how to use it. Like, how do I like the sound? Do I like it here, there, there, there? But my lack of understanding doesn't make something not exist. So it is a great pedal. It is technically bewildering, and it's amazing to even try to use it and get the best sound I can out of it. And I like the sunglass emoji on the front with the long hair. That's supposed to be me. Good example. I like it. I could be in yellow. I could have a yellow face. It says it says Ratterator. It says Jimmie Rex Wiseman because I endorse it and play it and advertise it. And it says cock cock, yeah yeah. It says get your bush out, and in the back of it, on the bottom. Wait, let me get my. Oh no, on the front of it. Yeah, no, I'm right. On the back of it, on the bottom is an actual picture of me with my shirt off, taking a selfie of myself in the mirror. So I didn't plan or rehearse this. It isn't some. I just was thinking, the last three songs I've done were the Ratterator was indispensable, or irreplaceable, or non. I couldn't do without it in all three of those latest songs. I needed this pedal, and I have a feeling I'm going to continue to need it because I do like songs that have sonic variants. There's quiet parts, there's loud parts, and I can turn the distortion on and off at my whim and get the kind of tone I get with this. I mean, like I'm playing or not, you got to love the way I can control the sound with this pedal. I think on Boston, More Than a Feeling, I think as I ended the last chord and then shut it off, I think you could just hear that, the way that resonated, how great that distortion was. So the Ratterator, the Porsche of heavy metal pedals, the rat of rats, get them now while they're hot. And I love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.